Welcome back to another episode of the Project Zomboid Survivor Podcast. My name is Sam, otherwise known as Nautical, and today I'm joined with my friends Ash, otherwise known as Zombie Ash Gaming,
Evening.
and Chuck Miller Plays. Well, from Chuck Miller Plays.
Hi there.
And today we're going to be looking at the little town or city or whatever you like to call it, called March Ridge. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere on the map, kind of, isn't it? It's a bit by itself, secluded, kind of.
Yeah, so it's by the northeast, southeast of the map, south of the map.
Yes,
east, southeast of Rosewood, maybe.
Yeah, I would say it's the southernmost part of the map, which is anything resembling humanity. It's if you go to the Muldraw kind of main street and you follow it down all the way south past the crossroads and then the second crossroad, take a right, you'll get a March Ridge. Now obviously this episode is something where we can see the map and you may not be able to, so I've linked below the link to the Zomboid map project and you can follow along. So you can kind of see where we're looking. Makes it a lot easier so you guys can follow along. Right, so I'll just generally ask, what do you both think about this place on the map? What do you ever been here before, really?
Do you want to go first, Chuck?
Yeah, sure. I've never been there. Never.
Oh, never?
Never, ever.
Never?
I've watched a lot of Zomboid, like probably thousands of hours on YouTube. So I've seen a variety of Let's Plays and all that, or sort of tutorials or hints and tips. I've seen one YouTuber actually go to March Ridge as in the game. So yeah, it's it's not that popular. In sort of forums, threads, I hardly ever see it get mentioned.
Yep.
But yeah, I've never been there. Never been. That doesn't mean it's not worth going to necessarily. There's some positives that I'm sure we can come up with.
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
Hopefully.
What about you, Ash? What do you think?
Myself, I mean, I've been here a couple of times. Probably no more than 10 times, I would say. Been here a couple of times on multiplayer. Couple of times, probably no more than 7. Probably about 7 times off the top of my head. A couple of multiplayer down here just to kill zombies because the population is quite high, I think. And another couple of times was to go to the VHS store when I was based up in Rosewood. But it's probably easier to just go to Muldraw in hindsight.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do now. But yeah, I've been here a couple of times, but it's not nowhere I really want to go, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of see it as that town where it's just you've got everything kind of you kind of want. You got housing, you got a few industrial buildings, but it's that question of why would you drag yourself out all the way over here when you've got Muldraw up the road, which has far better loot, and it's kind of one of those places where I feel like it's more of just it's not there for gameplay. It's more there for like lore wise, as in this was a military barracks, and like it was for the military, wasn't it?
Yeah, you see, I didn't know that until you said that recently. I had no idea that this was military housing.
I believe that's what it's supposed to be for. Yeah, I think that's the lore behind it. I'm pretty sure because you've got the secret base to the west, haven't you? And I was just while you were chatting, I just had a very quick look at the zombie heat map, actually.
Yeah.
Because it is notorious for having a high population. I'm just looking at it now, and it's looking hot there, to be honest. Probably the same as Muldraw, I would say. Some parts West Point as well, some of the streets, but very busy, I would say. When I've experienced it, very busy down there for not a lot of reward, I would say.
Yeah, and that comes back to I think it's here for lore. As in, this is where the military were. And
so where does that, to the west, there's that clearing in the trees, there, where does that actually
it kind of
go? Does it
goes
go
to
to
nowhere?
this?
It goes to it kind of just fizzles out into the trees. I mean, maybe it's something they're going to expand on.
I had a quick look before we started recording at some mods, and they have done some Martridge expansions and stuff, and one of them I think does include a secret research facility, but again that's modded. So
one thing I have to say about Martridge is it feels, I know it wasn't just sloppily put together, but it feels a bit
lazy.
I mean, there's nothing against the devs, obviously, but
it feels pointless. It's like it's just there for the sake of being there, just added.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it's an extra location to go to, but like we said, you've never been there, Chuck. You don't see people there on YouTube videos or whatever. I've been there very rarely. What about you, Sam? Have you visited there a lot?
Once or twice, and I've gone. I've gone down the main road, and I've gone, right, there's nothing here to offer. Turn around and go back.
Yeah.
There's. If you're ever running out of household appliances, come here, because my God, are there a lot of homes? And it's a place where
Metalworking XP maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it looks unfinished in a sense. Like so normally you can kind of tell where they're going to add something because they clear out the trees. They clear out a path in the trees, and they've kind of got roads which kind of just lead to nowhere. Not these roads necessarily, but this one down here, it just kind of fizzles out, and they've kind of cleared the area out of Martridge. It looks like they're planning to build something there.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a military base there, which would probably actually fit.
Yeah, that would make sense, actually.
And it would make Martridge a place where you'd go.
But
there's nothing here which makes me go, ooh, I want to go there.
And for the high zombie population, it's just... I mean, you suppose go there to kill zombies, I suppose, but other than that...
I'll just go to Louisville at that point.
Yeah, a lot better loot up there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we might as well just end it there, really.
Done. 5 minutes, done. See you later.
This is going to be a video of just... A podcast of just ripping to pieces Martridge. I can see it now.
Yeah, it's a bit crap, isn't it, some areas? I mean, there's... there are obviously... We are going to be going... It's a bit meh. But there are going to be places where people are being like, actually, this is quite good because it does this, which we won't highlight. And that is literally us just necessarily not knowing it entirely. Because we've not been here. I've not been here much.
Hear in the comments if any people love it. For example,
so if
some kind of meta play down there.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
Like, is there any secrets down here? It's like when you look at where. Actually, no. I'll leave that till later. We'll start on the main street, which comes down past the checkpoint. So you come off the main road, past the checkpoint, down, and you're kind of in a little housing area.
Yeah.
Which has got all of the blue houses. Now, the only thing really recognisable here without going further west, is the church. Which, do you find it a bit random that a church is here?
It is a bit randomly there, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I always...
It looks like they're having some kind of Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in the south part of the church there.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, I don't know if I'm completely wrong about this, but I kind of see going to church as like a family activity, in a sense, for people. I mean, I'm not sure.
But then I suppose the American military are religious, aren't they? Like, do you know what I mean?
I think
God
so.
We trust and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. I don't know, I mean... Yeah, sorry, go on, Jack.
No, I was going to say, I mean, it doesn't seem that weird to me. Every town on the map's got a church.
Yeah, that's true.
And they are military homes, but they're going to be there, living there with their families.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I don't think it's that weird. I think maybe the devs' approach to towns, they'll have like everything will have one of something, a church, a school,
Yeah.
And then, so maybe they're just certain things they like to put in every town. So I think it's maybe an element of that.
You know, I can see the reasoning. Yeah, well, you said that, and yeah, I agree now. Yeah, I mean,
So you guys, you've just been way too negative.
Okay,
we got the wrong mindset going into this.
okay, we'll be
It's
positive.
trash.
Do you want me to say
trash.
some nice things about Marchwood?
All right, look,
You could be the nice guy.
I love the road layouts. They're really nice.
You're never going to get lost in Marchwood, are you? Really?
It's just house. Just go to a road and just head up north, and you'll be fine.
So when I was watching this guy on YouTube, this guy called Nomus Plays.
Yep.
I've actually seen him go to Marchwood on 2 separate playthroughs.
Yes.
And he always based up in the little trailer thing to the north, just outside of town, no, on the main road into town.
Oh, the Storamax place.
Yeah, he always based up there, and always worked well because it was close enough but far enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to go to March Ridge just to, I don't know, clear it out or something, or loot it, then that would be a good place to base up. It always seemed to work well for him. It does have a VHS store, so
Yes.
you know, and the school will have a library.
So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of head west.
Yeah.
It's got a cinema. It's got a cinema.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start at the cinema, which is the first turning you'll come across as you come down the main road. So you head right, go past the wooden fences, and on your left will be a cinema. Can you dismantle the cinema seats?
You can pick them up.
You can't dismantle them though.
I guess I've never tried, to be honest, but I'd assume if you can pick them up and move them, you'll be able to disassemble them.
Because that looks like a lot of metalworking XP. I guess that'd be metalworking.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I would say that would be metalworking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, you know, if it's every single seat individually, yeah, that's some pretty good metalworking skill. If it does give you good metalworking skill, you know? I would actually say it's quite a good base location.
It's only a space.
Think about it. You've got one entrance back here, but you can board that up and you can do defences. And then you've got... Well, you've got 3 entrances, kind of. You can kind of board up a lot of the exterior doors.
I see one major problem, though.
Go for it.
There's a lot of windows.
I knew you were going to say that.
I had to. That's the only time. That's the only time.
Yeah, the windows at the front, right? But right, I'm giving the side of actually there are windows, but they're defendable, right? So, you know, you've got that initial walk through the doors, and all the windows, but those are barricadable.
I mean, you can park a car along
Exactly.
the west side doors and that, couldn't you? And just use the south-facing door, or
Exactly,
even the back
exactly.
door out the east side.
Exactly.
Yeah, east side. Sorry.
What you could do is you could just basically make that front entrance with all the windows redundant and live in the actual cinema, the actual like seating areas.
It wouldn't be a bad location, actually.
No.
Got another floor, hasn't it? Is there another floor?
Yes, it does actually. Where are the staircases for that then? Oh yes, I see. So,
Yeah, that door there.
yeah. So basically, there's a door which leads upstairs, which actually could be a very good base location. Oh, I said there's two staircases up, which leads to like the projector room for the actual
does it
cinema.
go up another level? Yes,
It
onto
does.
the roof.
So you have roof access with it actually.
That's quite good.
Oh no, there's one staircase up here. You go back and there's another staircase up here, which goes roof level, and you have access to the roof. And when you look at it like this, like from this, like when you see the roof on top, it's not a bad base location.
Yeah, you could like completely build your own base on the roof there.
Yeah,
That'd be quite
Nah.
cool.
exactly.
Nah, it's crap. I think that's a crap base.
You were the one earlier telling us to be positive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only reason I'd go to the cinema personally is, I mean, we're all different, aren't we? We'll have different opinions, viewpoints. So I suppose it's not a matter of right or wrong. But I'd go to the cinema for the chairs. because they've got a unique model to them, for sure.
Machine.
But I the thing I think with this is I mean, you'd have to do a lot to make it into a base.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, you got to move all the chairs if you were looking on the ground floor. But if you went onto the next floor, it's only like a quarter of the sort of floor space is actually on the next level. And also, you've got the dormitory right over the road.
Yeah.
And that's going to have a lot of zombies.
That's true.
So there'll just be a constant pain in the ass because they'll slowly come out of the building and make their way to the cinema. So it's not absolutely terrible, perhaps, but it's not. I wouldn't view that as a good base option.
A different one. It could be an interesting one.
Yeah, if you like building, perhaps.
Yeah. No. I guess we'll move down south to this little kind of. I guess it's a little bar, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a little bar. I think we chopped this up to basically a place you loot and move on.
Yeah. Alcohol and cigarettes.
Yeah, that's it. Anything else to really add to this place, Chuck, or are you kind of just
the pool table, I suppose?
Yeah,
if you were that way inclined, if you like, if you ever get to that point where you're doing a proper full-on base, you've always got to have a games room, haven't you? Got to have a pool table.
Yeah.
They should put darts boards in.
They should.
That'd be good.
You should be able to throw darts.
Yeah.
I think there is a mod, I think.
There's got to be.
Of course there is.
There's a mod for that. Yeah, there's a mod for that.
So, I guess we'll continue moving down south. Now, there is a little kind of metal shack. I mean, nothing. That is basically irrelevant.
Some tools, maybe.
But apart from that, that's about it, really. And now we get on to kind of my favourite part of this place. You've
the grass
got
field.
The VHS store. Yeah. Look how many windows there are. So you got the VHS store and you got like the dry cleaners store. Now, VHS store, brilliant for the levels and experience. Can't go wrong.
No, can't fault
there's
the
a lot
VHS
of them
store.
And and then the laundry as well. That's okay. Just another place to get some clothing, maybe. Metalworking as well. Get those.
Dismantle them dryers.
That's it. Dismantle those dryers. Do you guys come to this VHS store much? Would this be the reason why you?
That is one of the only reasons. Actually, I just remembered I've come 2 times. I remember one time was to come to this VHS store, but another time was actually to go to the next place we'll probably talk about. But I have come down to Martridge just for this VHS store before. But as I say, in hindsight, it probably would have been easier to go to Muldra.
Yeah. That's always the. That's
I
always
guess,
it.
I guess you'd go. No, sorry. I have a good habit of interrupting you. Sorry.
That's right.
I think. I suppose it's got some good places to loot, but you'd only go to Martridge if you hadn't already found what you were looking for.
Yeah.
You know, say if you wanted a particular VHS or skill book or something.
Yeah.
And you just you'd already been to Muldra or Rosewood, perhaps even West Point or Riverside. Yeah, if you'd been everywhere and you still hadn't found this one, then maybe you'd go to Muldra as well. I mean, sorry, to Martridge.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to put positive things in there.
Yeah. It's a good place to go if you need to like fill out your VHS collection and get those extra.
Yeah.
Get a bit of VHS tapes.
Was it Dog Goblin 3 or something? Whatever they're called.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess we'll move down to the doctor's office then. Is this what you were talking about being the next place you go to, or is it?
Yes, it was actually the doctor's office. There was a time when I was in Rosewood, it was a different playthrough, but I had a deep wound on my leg, and I needed the suture needle, and there wasn't one in the Rosewood one, so I had to come down. I had to travel down here, and I think it was the first time I'd ever come down here to get to this doctor's surgery to find a needle to sew myself up, and I ended up it was carnage. I pulled it off just, but that was before I know deep wounds actually heal themselves, but they just take a long time, don't they?
Yeah.
You don't need to suture needle them.
It's always good too, though.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. I ended up actually parking. Yeah, I had to draw the zombies away. It was carnage, but I pulled it off.
Yeah, Yeah. I mean, having more medical supplies is never a bad thing.
It's not a bad size medical facility.
No, it's quite big. When you look at Moldral, Corporate Medical.
Yeah, Corporate Medical is awful, really.
Yeah, well, is there any other medical places in Moldral? I'm blanking.
No, I don't think there is. So I was trying to think on when I was playing multiplayer the other day that I needed beta blockers, and I was like, there is nowhere else.
Can you get medical stuff in the tattoo parlour?
In Muldra?
Yeah, in Muldra, yeah.
Not too sure. Maybe antiseptic.
I would doubt. Yeah, antiseptic wipes. But I wouldn't say bandages. Maybe plasters,
Maybe
but
disinfectant and plasters. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about that. Let us know in the comments if you know that.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll move down the street. So we'll continue going south down to the laundromat. Well, the other laundromat and the office. More mixed Fuggingtons, I guess. Which Fudgingtons.
Like fudge
and
Vortex Fudgingtons.
Yeah, and the hair salon. So these 4 buildings here. What do you think? What do you think about these? I say laundromat, metalworking.
Metalworking, yeah.
Offices. The only reason why I'd go into here is the Spencer.
Yep, same.
And also these office cubicle blocks. Those are quite good for horde control.
Yeah.
You can put those down.
Yeah,
about that.
I'd also then say I'm not even going to go try and pronounce that again. Whatever that is. I would say, yeah, it's good for food, isn't it?
Yeah, if you get there before it rots.
Yeah, which good luck because this isn't a spawn town, obviously.
Maybe coffee. Get some coffee there.
Yeah, there's a coffee machine.
Yeah. I don't really tend to use coffee, to be honest, though.
No. And the hair salon.
Yeah, again, nothing
much. I mean, unless you want to cut your hair,
dye your hair
if you really want to do that. Maybe
every time I see a hair salon, I think I have the same thought process in my brain, and it always ends the same, which results in me not bothering to go in. But hairspray to make bombs, but you need to be an engineer. I think. And I never am in my playthroughs. So, but that's my thought process with hair salons. Or you can get hairspray from there to make bombs, but I can't make bombs. Move on. That's it.
I mean, a good thing for it before was scissors.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah,
but I think there's a lot more scissors spawning zombies because I think way back I'd had playthroughs where I just could not find scissors. But they do tend to be quite common in zombies now. I've noticed, and screwdrivers.
Yes, they do. There tends to be quite a lot. Okay, I guess we'll then move over to whatever this mess of a mash of buildings is. The gas station and the food market.
Yeah.
So, to me, I mean, it's a great place to loot, but my God, what were the designers thinking? Like, what a mess of a building.
Yeah.
Is it just, to me, it just looks like spaghetti.
Yeah, it is a mess. There's no need for them to be connected, is there?
No. I guess unless they're owned by the same company, I guess. But to me, it's just, come here for gas.
Yeah, and food.
Lots of windows, so instantly a negative.
Yeah. And there's loads more entrances in. If you did want to base it there, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5, yeah. There's a lot of entrances. I guess there is a second, but
really a lot,
once again, it's not much at all either. To me, they kind of seem a bit pointless. As in, they could just be 2 separate buildings. They don't have to be connected.
Yeah.
And yes, this is just a place to loot. I would say I would not be basing in here.
No.
What about you, Chuck?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that they're together, next to each other.
Yeah, next to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see why they are linked, but it keeps it interesting.
Yeah, different maybe. Yeah.
That is true.
It's certainly convenient having a gas station next to the well, it's not a Gigamite, is it? But let's just call it a supermarket. But and I think before Louisville, none of the other towns had that. I don't think.
No, a supermarket.
No, I mean a gas station and a supermarket next to each other.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Are you going to tell me how wrong I am now?
No,
I'm trying to think.
That.
I don't.
I'm trying to think. Well, my brain is just switched off from all those years, and it's now build 41. Build 41.
Well, Maldra doesn't even have a supermarket, which always annoys me.
No,
which is always overlooked, isn't it?
There's not actually a lot in Maldra. Really, well.
It's generally industrial and commercial down the main strip, and then it's all just.
I don't like Maldra, but that's another time.
Yeah, that's another.
We'll get there. We'll get there maybe.
Let's not swerve off too much.
Yeah, I would say just a good place to get gas. Chuck a generator here. There is an ice box which can be very useful.
Yeah, they're nice to have.
Yeah. Apart from that, though, loot it and move on, I'd say.
Yeah.
I guess we'll kind of... We'll kind of keep on...
Go north?
Yeah, we'll head north. I mean, I don't think we should do every single individual building. I think we should generalise the, the Mendy's eatery. Just loot it.
Yeah, loot it.
Farmer hug.
Nice to have. There's quite a few with that and the doctor's office. There is a nice selection of medical supplies.
Yeah,
on offer here,
which I guess would make sense if it's a military town.
Yeah.
And then we'll move up to the restaurant. It's once again just a place to loot. It has got a second floor, which could be useful, but once again, it is just not enough space, really. There's not much space at all.
No. Nothing worth.
No.
Nothing good there.
Unless you need the metalworking skill for destroying all the metal counters.
Yeah.
But apart from that, no. Although they are unique, the seats, aren't they? In the actual restaurant.
No, they're not unique.
I think I've seen them somewhere. The blue
Maldra.
I
think the pan crepe. What's it called?
Pile of crepes.
Pile of crepes. I think they've got them.
I have to go. I'll have to look at those. I'll go grab those in my playthrough. I mean, I'll do a Maldra. I'm not coming down here, but I'll grab them down there. Post office, which is just a bit more north.
Yeah, good for books. Really good for books. That's what I like about Riverside as well. You got the post office. Yeah, you dismantle the shelves there.
Dismantle the shelves. It has a second floor, but it's just office buildings.
It looks exactly the same as the one in Riverside. To me,
yeah,
pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah,
Hold on a minute.
Looking at this this central commercial area, to me, it just screams like it's the first town they did, or it's like a concept of what a town might look like in Zomboid going forward. Because everything's like there's one of everything, and it's all like very dull.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at the road layout coming through here, it's literally just a mess.
Yeah.
When I said earlier that I felt like a bit kind of not lazily put together, but it could have been put together cleaner. It's
maybe
like there's
rushed. Maybe rushed.
I don't know. I'm sure there's one person who's like, saying how they really enjoy it. Maybe this is just our opinions.
You bastards! I love it.
Just like it.
Maybe if you liked killing lots of zombies, if you're one of those people that like to get like 30,000 kills,
and you've got the essentials there,
then...
haven't you? You've got a gas station, a supermarket, a doctor's, video. You've got the stuff there, but like I say, it's just dull.
It's just a bit. This is a place where if I want something, the last resort is to come down here. Which I feel like. Well, earlier on I said maybe they should add like a military base or something, which I know it won't necessarily fit in with the law, but it'd give a reason to come down here. There needs to be a reason.
Like a military training camp or something.
Yeah,
not like a secret base, just
something down here. There's so much space.
Yeah.
Something unique.
Yeah. Because at the moment, this is basically just every town compact but half a mile away. Well, a mile away from everything relevant. I will do the dormitories last and school last. We'll kind of finish off this kind of commercial area. The family fashion, bakery, and the insurance office. It's just.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and also I'm just thinking, right? Why is it such a big car park? It's not like look at the car park out the back. That is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 36. For about 50 car park spaces for like what 3 buildings?
Now you got the community, the whatever that is to the north. Is that the school or the community
centre?
Maybe it's the community centre. I think actually. Yeah.
I guess.
That was the other. Before Louisville came in. I think, does the community centre have exercise equipment in it?
Yeah,
what? Like the old school treadmills or something?
Martridge?
No, in Martridge, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have it on the first floor or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that was another reason.
Because I don't think there's a community centre anywhere else, is there? Other than Louisville now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I want to say yes, but then I can't think of one.
Yeah,
There definitely isn't in Riverside. I don't. I could be wrong now. I'm doubting myself.
I'm just having a quick scan through.
What's the building north of the gated community? Is that a school or is that a community centre?
What? Where's that?
So just where you're driving. So in Riverside, you're driving east out of the commercial area. You take a right turn that goes past the school.
There is no community centre in Riverside.
Okay.
I'm looking at the POI's point of interest.
Yeah.
Community centre, nothing there.
So that was the
nothing there.
The uniqueness of Martridge then.
But now you've got Louisville, do you not? Yeah. To me, I'd just.
I mean,
actually.
Only thing about the community centre in Martridge, you can actually get a car through them double doors. Whether you just squeeze it through, I have had a car through them, driving around in there on multiplayer. But then that could just be due to it being multiplayer and being buggy. So
you never know.
Yeah.
The community centre, you got treadmills if you've got a treadmill mod, so you can actually look at your fitness. The other thing I would say is you got books, you got a little library.
Yeah, it's a big library.
Useful, as it is a big library. Yeah. Definitely go there.
Good selection of books. You got the post office and this community centre. Plus, you have the school as well.
Second floor wise, you got a little kitchen. But apart from that, double check there's not another layer. Yeah, no, that's it really. I mean, I guess it's just a community centre, isn't it? But it's like, once again, it's got a good book collection, and if you are missing a book and you've searched your town, or Rosewood, you've searched your town, and there is not the book you need, I guess you can come down here, but it's just a long way, isn't it?
Yeah, there's just better options, isn't there?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Better options. It sucks, because I feel like this town, you can make it work, but it's just...
Like you say, a military base in there or a military camp would really help it, I think.
I mean, if you look down south, or on my screen, Astral Chuck, you can kind of see there's this big open area here.
Perfect.
Which you think they just add not
imagine
a
like an
military
airfield there.
That's what I was thinking, something like that. And I know obviously it has to fit the lore of the game, but you can imagine something which makes it viable. Like, I want to come down here because of this.
Yeah.
It's just something which I feel like it's a massive missed opportunity. Because I do feel like when they've come to placing Martridge, they've literally just done ip-dip-do, where do we go? And they've thrown a dart at a dart.
Yeah, there didn't seem any logical reason why it's there, really. I mean, it's not even close to the secret military base, is it, really?
No.
If it was the other side of Rosewood, maybe.
Yeah, if it was maybe along the pathway or off the main road, closer, I understand why.
Or even if there was a dirt road from Martridge to the secret base, you could maybe.
Maybe.
But there's nothing.
But lore-wise, I don't think, and you can't make me believe that this little road here would support this entire area.
Hmm.
Like,
yeah, because it's a tiny road coming in, isn't it?
It's a tiny road, and you can imagine how many cars, like every single car, like they have driveways. If they have all these car parking spaces, people. It's such a big area for not much.
That would not go well in city skylines.
No, it's just 100% traffic.
It needs a lot of love from the devs, doesn't it? It needs a lot of love.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, it feels neglected.
It's neglected.
Yeah,
forgotten about. I'll tell you what. Just very quickly, I'll rewind back to what you were saying about the big field.
Yeah, of course.
That'd be an absolutely awesome place to do a burn.
Yes.
So if you wanted to make a quick impact in March Ridge, get out the old shotgun, draw out the zombies out of town into that big, massive field, open areas, hardly any trees, and do a burn there. If you were that way inclined.
But when we talk about burn, if you don't know, basically just burning entire, just all the zombies, just like ring around and burn them up.
Chuck a Molotov.
Yeah. So that is a very nice open space.
Are they? No, there is some tree, but not a lot, is there?
No. Look at this massive area here.
I can see the fire spreading. Burning the whole of March.
Fire
slowly goes towards. Yeah.
It always spreads
it does.
When you think.
It does.
As I found out in my Rosewood prison.
Oh, the plug!
I got it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's been far too long for us to get a plug in.
So you've been getting more plugs than me and Ash recently.
Oh,
I don't remember the last time I did a plug.
Yeah, I know. Mandatory per episode.
Well, yeah. So in my 500 sub challenge, I burnt down the prison pretty much, didn't I? It always spreads more than you think.
It always does. It always does. If you think you can contain it, you're half dead already. Well, I guess we'll do the dormitory and the school, which is the last 2 points of interest, basically. Because there's nothing important really out west.
No.
Out west, I'll just sum it up, houses, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
There's lots of zombies.
One positive thing to say about it's niche. It's a bit niche, but with the some of the housing, they're terraced, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if they call them terraced in the US or what. Yeah, where they're all joined together. So if you this is very niche, but if you are lucky enough, one of those, and there's some more over to the east as well. So on the west of the map, there's a lot of what do they call them? Townhouses?
Dormitories.
Is that what they call them?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
no,
maybe.
The dormitories.
But anyway, they're all joined together. So if one of those spawns as a survivor house, the whole block spawns as a survivor house.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So if you were lucky, obviously it depends on your settings, and there's no way you'd go to March Ridge just on the off chance that there might be a survivor house. But if one of those blocks of 5 or 6 houses deemed as a survivor house. So when we say survivor house, for those that don't know, it's all boarded up. If you're playing vanilla, no mods, it'll be one that's boarded up so it stands out. And the idea is, as a survivor house, people survived a lot longer through the apocalypse. So you'd find a lot of weapons and food. It's like a hot spot of loot. So that's what a survivor house is. If those
and there's normally a load of zombies in there, isn't there?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So high risk but high reward. But if it's a block of housing, the whole block will spawn as a survivor house.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
No.
So if you were very lucky like that, then you'd basically, it's like having 5 survivor houses all next to each other.
The way I know these houses from Louisville, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The very, very compact, kind of densely populated. They're not these aren't semi-detached, are they?
No.
No.
They're
they are terrorists. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they would call them in America, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's once again yes, there's like a 0.001% chance they're survivor houses, and do you want to spend all that time and gas and Danger.
Hey.
Check.
I said it was niche, okay? I said,
Yeah,
I said it was niche.
I was just.
That's
All
let's
right.
play, I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, apart from that, on the off chance, yeah, that's about it. And I mean, honestly, honestly, if there's anything that we have missed here that is like, oh my god, how have you done that? Please let us know in the comments. Maybe we'll make a corrections little episode at the end where we go through. Okay, yep, sorry about that. We got that wrong. Got this wrong.
March Ridge Revisited.
Yeah.
Seems unlikely.
yeah, very
5 minute podcast of yep. Maybe there's gnomes.
Oh,
that's true.
Yes.
That's
David
true.
the gnomes.
Maybe
got
it's
to
the
be.
gnome hotspot. That is.
Yeah, the gnome
The
hotspot.
US
I'm
Great.
getting very excited now.
I'm doing a quick scan and gnome less at the moment. I don't know.
Burn it down. Burn it all down.
Yeah, burn it down. The gnomes will survive if there is. They're fireproof, I'm sure. Right, I guess we'll head on to the dormitory, which is up north. It's kind of off the main road, so that as you come into March Ridge, take your first right, follow the road all the way up, and the first building straight ahead of you. So what?
The L-shaped building.
Yes, the L-shaped building. Yes, that's pretty easy to explain it. What do you guys think of this place?
Yeah, if you want to kill zombies, just blast with a shotgun outside and they'll pour out. Because there is a lot of zombies in there when I've been down there.
Yeah, when you think about it, how many levels there are.
Yeah, and they
It just keeps going up.
It's a death trap, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be going in there unless you were sure they were all...
It's
in fact, you just wouldn't even go in there, because there'll be sneaky ones.
I can see this being a multiplayer base if it wasn't in March Ridge.
Yeah, it'd be a good old faction base, isn't it?
Yeah, I can see, like, how, you've got views from every single time. Massive faction, all these layers up here. The only downside is it's in bloody March Ridge.
Yeah.
What's this? Why? Why?
It's interesting though, because now thinking about it, before Louisville,
Yeah.
there was no other town that had this sort of apartment block type building.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere else that had a community centre either. So it's
That's
kind of they've taken some small, perhaps, but small inspiration.
Maybe
from
this
March Ridge
was
for some of the stuff in Louisville.
the kind of test, the Louisville test, because we know they plan stuff years ahead, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, they know what they're going to bring out. Like Build 42's being NPCs, for example.
Yeah, they've known for a long time.
Yeah, so maybe when this come out, they were just testing, a high-rise-ish building and stuff like that, possibly.
Does anybody
and high pop as well.
Does anybody know? Like Ash, you might know because you've been playing it the longest. I was just wondering what order when the game was released, what towns were there? Do you know?
Well, back as far as I can remember, when it was an open map, like when it was the big one, it was Riverside, Rosewood, and West Point, I think.
I believe so. I mean,
could be wrong, but I remember playing it on the like the first build when it was just the little area.
that is the Knox County.
Yes.
0.1.5, and I have it.
This was something else.
On the Project Zomboid map project website. What you can do is down the left side, under stock maps. If you open that tab up, down it's the second to bottom one, Knox County 0.1.5. If you click on that, it'll take you to the map at that time. And God, is it something? Maybe this is a little special we'll do sometime.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Revisiting. And
that's the house in the top left there, isn't it? That's the house where you... That...
Yes, it is, because you get out to the barn. I can't seem to zoom in, but yes. That is Bob's and Kate's house.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe we'll do that for a special.
Because anyway, what I was saying is I was interested. It would be interesting to know which towns were sort of like designed first.
Yeah.
And that sort of led me on to ask the question, which towns...
Muldra's definitely been there. That is one of, if not the first... Because I think, the Knox County, that then ended up as Muldra, I think. Because that's where... Because you've got Kate and Bob's house in Muldra still.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think that probably would have been the first town, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And I remember spawning in there like years ago. Because you got the... Yeah. So that was Muldra, Rosewood, Riverside. I'm going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what I'm going.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that one.
If you know for sure, let us know in the comments.
Yes. Okay.
So here's a question. Sorry to keep going on with other things. Why do you think March Ridge isn't a spawn town? Because obviously that is a massive thumbs down for March Ridge. You can't spawn there.
Yeah.
And as we've sort of said in a variety of different ways throughout tonight, there's not really much point in actually going out of your way to go to March Ridge.
Yeah.
But it's not a spawn town. But it's one of the old towns, right? It's one of the oldest towns game-wise. I wonder why you can't spawn there. What do you guys think?
I think it was a testing area.
I feel like it's in between Rosewood. It's in between Muldra. It's that middle kind of part. And I feel like they made it as a test. They played it. And I feel like maybe it's not a brilliant starter town because of how far out it is. I mean, when I say how far, but it's on the corner of... I feel like maybe when they develop it more, if they do develop it, maybe it'll be a starter town. But at the moment, I feel like it's not much of a starter town because there's just not much to it. When you look at Rosewood, there's
variety in Rosewood.
There's variety.
Isn't there?
There's stuff. There are houses, yes, but I mean, maybe it's a law reason. If it's a military town, I don't think you'd see average civilians or whatever you see spawning in a military town. I guess that could be a law reason.
You get if the veteran could spawn, but then a veteran, he's no longer in the military, is he?
No.
And there isn't a soldier profession, is there?
No, which I'm actually quite surprised about. I thought there'd be like a armed forces or something.
Yeah, it is strange. But then
there's a mod for it.
yeah, there'll be a mod.
Hey guys, can I just say I'm just imagining the dev or the designer of this map just sort of listening to us completely absolutely trash the town and just imagining them just crying slowly and quietly into their hands. We're just horrible, aren't we?
I spent years designing this.
Yeah.
No, I think they'd agree with us.
I mean, I feel like the one location that I would think is okay, maybe this is okay, is the school, right? Now I know that yes, it's a school. I mean, it's not got much to it, has it? But I believe it's more about the fenced-in area behind.
Yeah.
Now, I know that obviously it's hard to make your own base and build your own base from scratch, but bloody hell do you have enough trees?
Yeah,
that's true.
But then you got to jump over that. You got to get over the fence, haven't you?
But you could make a little gate back here.
Yeah.
Make some gates and go through.
Yeah. Or some stairs.
And the only reason why I come to March Ridge was because I want to build a little house in the back of the school.
That would be safe.
Is all gated in. Be very safe. High fences all around. Entrances, windows, clearable, coverable. Don't worry. I feel like it's just a nice little base location. I feel like this would be my go-to. You're safer.
You got plenty of space, haven't you? To
so
really
much space.
Be creative,
exactly.
I suppose.
Yeah, you can build a lot. You can build a lot back here, and the school is left from the dormitory, which is the L-shaped building, and the school is just a square, basically.
But then again, it's very close to that dormitory, the dreaded dormitory, isn't it?
Yeah, but once again, you are behind fences.
Yeah. True.
Obviously, they will come round, But
got
when
the fence huggers. Got the fence huggers.
you have got fence huggers,
Remember?
but I'd rather have a fence. But with this fence, you can see them very, very easily. So you're not going to get jump scared. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because you know when you get like you know when you've got what do you call it? Because well, it's weird. In my place, I've started making elevated gates and stuff, which is weird.
Elevated gates.
Well, it's like I've made like basically so I go up and over a fence. So I don't break the fence. I go up and over the fence. Which means there can't be zombies like hiding behind the fence necessarily.
Right.
Behind the gate.
Yeah.
Because I can see up and over.
Yeah.
Go down the other side. And I do gates either side. Yeah, I mean, works for me. Second floor of the school though. I mean, it's just a play school, isn't it? Not much really there.
No.
Doesn't it appear to have a library?
No.
But it is absolutely awful. Then
It's a pretty crap school. Then I'm be honest.
burn it down.
Yeah, but I mean, you got a mini fridge and a water dispenser. I'm trying my best here.
There is no library in there. It's not even like it's a kindergarten like the one in Muldra. I don't think there's any books in that, but it's a kindergarten.
They're quite small. They're quite small classrooms as well. Aren't they?
Maybe it is like a nursery, I suppose we call it.
I guess.
Ah, but not with that cafeteria, like that lunchroom.
No.
I tell you what, though. The other thing is, what's with the names?
What?
March
School.
Ridge School, and then the community centre. I'll give you one guess what the community centre is called. It's called March Ridge Community Centre.
Yeah.
But is there a sign on the dorms? Has that got a name?
There's something there.
Knox
Military Apartments.
Okay.
Do you think actually, now that you've said that, March Ridge, do you think that has something to do with military march over the ridge, possibly? I think it's tied into something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Why they called it March Ridge?
Maybe. I mean, I think that is stretching the name very far, but I can see why. Yeah, I do feel like this is just a bit of a town where you go to if you're bored, or you are very, very specific.
Yeah.
If not, just base up somewhere else. Why are you handicapping yourself by making your base half a year away from everything else?
But then it is a straight road pretty much to Muldra.
Yeah.
That's not bad stretch of road. But then, I'd probably base it at the crossroads there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the warehouses.
The warehouse, exactly.
Don't go to Marchridge. Never go to Marchridge if you're listening. Just don't.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to go there at least once, I suppose. But after
it's an experience.
Yeah.
You get to see the
dorms.
The dorms. Yeah. Woo. Oh God. Yeah.
Basically, it's got such dense housing that there's
Look at
just
this.
a ridiculous amount of zombies, isn't it?
Yeah.
basically?
Yeah.
Even on normal population.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy amount of zombies.
There's at this current moment, there's nothing here which makes me go, okay, it's worth risking my life. Because maybe if there was a military base with loot and stuff, yes, maybe I. Oh yeah, get me that loot. But there isn't at the moment.
I'll tell you what would make sense in a way, maybe, is some sort of military installation, as you were saying. I suppose it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, maybe I'm getting carried away, but I'm imagining like an airport, like a landing strip, and that's where they bring in all of the supplies, like guns and ammo and tanks and things.
Yeah, I can.
There isn't actually an airport, is there?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know if there's one actually in real life.
I'm gonna have a quick look if there's a.
Have a look.
I would have thought so. It's a city, Louisville, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't put an airport right next to the March Ridge, would you?
No.
But does Louisville International Airport has airport in Louisville, Kentucky? So, but there isn't one anywhere, is there? There isn't one in Louisville.
No.
Which would be cool to see.
Yeah.
There is a lot of space. I mean, it needs to be out of town, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of space to the east.
Mhm.
Looking at Louisville.
Yeah. I don't know.
But Louisville
I-
is another
God.
episode.
Episodes.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, this thing's massive. We spent, 50 minutes now going to buildings.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to, yeah.
We'll get around to it sometime. Apart from that, do you have anything else to add, really?
I don't. Not for Marchridge, probably just don't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, the fact that I've got 500 and a bit hours in this game, and I've never even gone there. I mean, what does that say?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Poor Marchridge.
Poor Marchridge. Show us some love.
F.
Folks.
It needs some love.
F in the comments.
We don't need Belfort. We don't need NPCs. We want some.
We want
something fun.
revitalised Marchridge.
Yeah. But once again, though, download a mod. There are mods. There's always a mod.
Yeah. There are mod.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I think we'll wrap it up then, considering we're kind of done a lot of it. We're not really going to go through all the buildings, like all the housing areas. I mean, because that's just too much. There's too little. There's
just
you
the
know
same.
we'd be going through a house. Yes, brilliant. Just loot it. House, brilliant. Yes, loot it. House, brilliant. There's nothing really interesting about them.
No.
They're copy and pasted. When I say that, I don't mean literally, but you know what I mean. They're not.
Yeah,
There's nothing unique about all of them.
no.
There's potentially a lot of loot in that area, but there's just a lot of zombies, isn't there? For the same reason, there's a lot.
I mean, like you could survive probably 5 years off all the canned food you get here.
Because all the houses are 2-story, aren't they?
Yes,
I mean, they're small houses. They're small houses, but no garages. Is there garages?
No garages, but there's driveways. So
No tools, though.
Yeah,
Some of them got
A
sheds.
few sheds.
Yeah.
Because when I'm looking at a residential area, it's much more attractive if there are garages.
Yes, this always is.
Which is why I don't like Moldra that much. But anyway, that's another time.
That's the next time. All right. Well, I'd like to thank you all for watching or listening. Hope it's been okay to follow along. Let us know what you think. If you do enjoy Marchridge, let us know. And
tell us we're wrong. Tell us we're wrong.
Tell us we're wrong. Prove us wrong. Because
Or let us know how you think Marchridge could be or should be improved.
yeah.
Yes,
Do you think a military base would be a bit too overpowered? Maybe.
Be interesting
what
to
you
see
think.
what people think.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit the subscribe button and like the video. Always helps.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Cheers.
See you later. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.